In this video, we are gonna learn how to find the surface area of three-dimensional prisms and pyramids using their nets. So let's begin. Here we've got six practice problems. So here we have like this, looks like a rectangular prism. So imagine like almost like a box, a really thin box. So this is, well, I guess it's not that thin because it's saying this is 2 feet. This right here is 10 feet, and this right here is 9 feet. So we have a total of 6 sides for this, and let's go ahead and kind of color. I'd say, let's say this side, this big side. That side, let's see, that side is like 10, and the bottom, well, the base of it is, oh, the base is on top. You can see it right there, it's 9. So 10 by 9, so that's probably this thing right here. This is 10. And this right here is the 9. So here we go. Right here, I'm going to color that. Not that you need to, but I do think it can be kind of helpful. So there we go. So that's 10 by 9. So how do I find the area? Well, that's just base times height. 10 times 9, which is 90. And it's going to be 90 square feet. If that's 90 square feet, then guess what? This is also going to be 90 square feet. Let's see. So that's the front. I'll say that's the front and the back. Let's do the top and bottom, shall we? So this I would call the top, and there's also like the bottom back there. And the top and bottom, let's see, 9 feet across and 2 feet. So 9 by 2. So 9 by 2, that would be these pieces right here. This piece and probably that piece, 9 by 2. Again, not really necessary to color, but I think it kind of works out nice. So this right here, area is base times height, which means it's going to be 9 times 2, which gets us 18 feet square. And this is also going to be 18. And then we're going to need the sides now, left and right side. I mean, I guess you can call that the front and the back, but there you go, those two sides. And if you look at it, it's 10 by 2, which are these pieces right here. 2 by 10. Right there and right there. 2 by 10, base times height. 2 times 10, which is 20. 20 square feet. So here we have 90 square feet, 90, 20, 20, 18, and another 18. So let's rewrite that. A couple ways you could have done this. You could have done 90 plus 20 plus 18 times 2, which actually probably is the fastest way to do it. But if that is too confusing for you, let's just do 90, 90, 20, 20. That's 220 already, I believe. And then 18, 18, 220, plus 10 more, 240, 240, I believe that's 256. Let me pull out my trusty calculator just to make sure. 90 is 2 plus... Yep, 256. Look at that, mental math, 256. And that answer is not complete because we have to include the unit, feet square. Of course, you also could have just added the 90, the blue, the orange, the 18, and the 20, and then just doubled it. And what I mean by that is just go 90 plus 20 plus 18. And just times that whole thing. As you can see, these are parentheses right here. Times that whole thing by 2. Because 90 plus 20, that's 110. Plus 18, that's 128. And 128 times 2 is also going to be 256. So either way is going to work. But no, this method does not work all the time. The only reason this worked is because there are two 90s, two 20s, and two 18s. Like, you're not going to use that for, you know, this or this or, you know, this or that. So just kind of be aware. All right, so let's do the next one. This is, I'm going to try this one without doing all the coloring, but it's just going to work through this. This is going to be similar, though, in that you're going to have a top and a bottom, which are the same. The left and right sides are going to be the same, and the front and the back are going to be the same. So 7 by 7. So that's, I'm going to do this 7 times 7, because they're all rectangles. That's 49. So 49 in here, 49 kilometers square. And then, let's see, I know there should be another one somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, here it is. It's right over there. And how do I know? Well, it's 7 right here. And this right here, that's also 7. So that's also going to be my other side. That's where it's kind of nifty to kind of mark things down. Like, oh, this is the 7 by 7. That's the top. And it's going to be the bottom. Knowing that there's going to be 2 of them. Not that you just got to find each rectangle individually. Okay, this one is going to be 12 tall. And then this is 7. So that's going to be 12 times 7. And I believe 70, 77, 84. So I know my times tables, kind of, but 7s are tough. And there is going to be another one of these, a 12 by 7, which must be this one, 12 by 7. That's also going to be 84. If we can figure out what that is, that's 12 by 7. Or actually, that could also be this side, because, oh, hey, look at this. This is also 12, and this is also 7. And this is also 12, and that's also 7. So look at that. That's not too bad. All of these are 12 by 7, which means these are also going to be 84. And this is also going to be 84. So what I can do is add 84 4 times, or do 84 times 4. Let's go ahead and write that. 84 times 4, because there are 4 of them. And I'm going to calculator that, because it seems I don't want to make a mistake. So that's 336. So I'm not done yet. I also need 49 twice, and I do know that off the top of my head. That's almost like 100, but not quite. It's 98 plus 98. So 336 plus 98. I do not know that off the top of my head, but if I add 100 and take away 2, it's 434. And this answer is not complete because I need my units. Kilometer square. Let's move on to the next one. These are, those first 2 were rectangular prisms. These next 2 are triangular prisms, because they have these triangle bases. So let's go ahead and find the area of these different things. So this is area of a triangle is going to be base times height divided by 2. The base, one of the lengths is 12, and I need this one. It's not going to be this 20 right here. Definitely not that. Why not? Because remember, the base and the height form a 90-degree angle, and this is the 90-degree angle right here. It is not that. That is not a 90-degree angle. You know, it can't be this and this, or this and that. So 90-degree angle, here it is. So it's this length and this length. Now, I don't know what this is up here. It doesn't say, but if I look down, oh, hey, that's 16. So that's going to be 12 times 16. So I'm going to write this on the side. That's going to be, actually, I'm not going to use purple. I'm going to use one of the other ones. So this is going to be 12 times 16 divided by 2. So really that's like 12 times 8, which, let's see, 60, 72, 84, 96. I'm pretty sure it's 96, but let's just make sure. 96, indeed. So if this right here is 96, then this down here is also going to be 96, because it is the other base. Let's go ahead and color those just to be fun. Now, remember, I had to divide by 2 because those are both triangles, and the formula for area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. All right, let's find these bases. It looks like we're going to have 3 rectangles. None of them are the same because each one covers a side. So like this one is going to cover this long side right here, this 16-inch side. So it's 16 inches by what? 16 times what? Where do I find it? It's not over here. It's not over here, but it could be. Oh, there it is. It's 18. So 16 times 18. So let's write that. This is area equals 16 times 18. And I definitely do not know what 16 times 18 is off the top of my head. So let's punch it in the calculator. 16 times 18, 288. I'm going to type that in one more time just to make sure, but that does sound about right. So that's 288. There is not another rectangle that's going to be like that. Well, not that I know of, but it's possible. Oh, probably not possible. Okay, so this is going to be 20 by 18. Let's do green this time. I'm not dividing these by 2 because these are all rectangles. They're not triangles anymore. So 20 times 18 is basically 2 times 18. 2 times 18 is, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 46, I think. 46 out of 0. 460. I believe it's 360. 360. So 20 times 18 at 360. Off by 100, which is kind of a lot. Good thing I have my trusty calculator. And finally, my last one. It is 12 inches by 18 inches. 12 by 18, area equals. And this, don't want to mess this one up. That's 216. So now, in order to find the surface area, I add up all my square inches. So 96 plus 96 plus 288 plus 360 plus 216. Let's write that in purple. 96 plus 96, or you can do 96 times 2, plus 360. Probably shouldn't write it that way. 360 plus, why did I skip 288? That's weird. Plus 216. All right, calculator time. 96 times 2. That's 192. Plus 360. Plus 288. Plus 216. 1056, I believe, is the answer. I believe so. That sounds about right. So 1056 is not the complete answer because we have to include our units, which is square inches or inches squared. Let's do number 4. Also a triangular prism. We've got our triangle bases on the sides. And then we have got our 3 rectangles connecting them. So let's do those triangles first. First triangle, 12. This is not a 12 times 8 because our base and our height is right here. How do I know that? Well, because I've got this right angle. See that right angle? That square? That is our right angle, so we got to figure out what this length is. And according to this thing right here, it is 14. So the length is 14, and what is the height? It's not 8, and it's not... Oh, there it is, 6.8. So it's 14 times 6.8. Kind of weird, but, you know, you got to look around for the actual numbers. You can't just grab the nearest number. So base times height, 14 times 6.8. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to use my multiplication dot. 6.8. And of course, this is a triangle, so we have to divide by 2. I do not know what that is off the top of my head. So 14 times 6.8 divided by 2. I got 95.2. Divide that by 2, you get 47.6. So let's erase those lines, and this is right here, 47.6. And this is also 47.6 because both triangles, the bases are congruent or equal in size. And now we've got our three rectangles. This is a 19 by 12. It is a rectangle, so it's base times height. 19 by 12. Oops, not 9 by 12, but 19 times 12. I don't know that off the top of my head. 228. And this is going to be 14 by 19. So 14 times 19. That's 266. And, sorry, I probably should have written 14 times 19. That's how I show my work. And let's go ahead and circle those. And finally, my last rectangle, the one on the bottom, this is 8 times 19. So 8 times 19. Also something I don't know off the top of my head. That's 152. Alright, so I got to add up all my numbers. 47.6 plus 47.6, so 47.6 times 2. 5.2. So I'm just going to add it on the side. So 47.6 plus 47.6 plus 228 plus 266 plus 152. Now, of course, as you are adding this up, you know, you line up the decimals. So if you did not have a calculator, you have to add that little zero placeholder. But I do, so, you know, technically don't have to write that. Plus 228 plus 266 plus 152, which got me 741.2. And that's going to be in feet square. Last two. We've got two kinds of pyramids. And the pyramids are quite... they're not difficult. I don't think they are anyways. You've got a base, and then you've got the base being surrounded by triangles. The number of triangles being dependent on how many sides that base has. So we've got the square pyramid, where, let's do the base first. I believe it's a square. Yes, it is, because it's 9 times 9. That is a 90-degree angle, right? So it's just base times height. Or in a square, it's just that number squared. So you could have just done 9 squared. And what does 9 squared mean? 9 times 9. And that's why they call it squared. That's what they call it, squaring, when you just multiply a number by itself. So 9 times 9 is 81. And now I've got these 4 triangles, and these 4 triangles are identical. We need base and height, so I need this right here. And that is 9, because all the sides are 9, and the height is going to be 11.9. So whatever this triangle is, it's going to be the same on the other side. Whatever this is, it's going to be the same on the other side. So I really just need to find one of them. And if I find one of them, I've found all of them. All right, so for these, it's going to be base, which is 9, times height, which is 11.9. And, of course, divide by 2 because it is a triangle. Ooh, there's going to be some yucky number because it's got decimals. And it's a yucky number because I can't do it in my head at all. 107.1 divided by 2, which gives me 53.55. So I'm just going to write that over here, 53.55. Which means this is also 53.55, 53.55, and 53.55. I don't have to write that. And I could add all of those up in my calculator, or, because there are 4 of them, I have 55 4 times, I'm just going to multiply by 4, which gets me 214.2. So that's 214.2. I'm going to write that down just because I think it's safer. And then I need to add 81 to it. I actually can do this pretty easily without a calculator. That's 5, that's 8, that's 9, that's 2, 295.2. So, 295.2 what? Square meters. Last one, triangular pyramid. That's a triangular base and then 3 triangles coming out. Now, not all of these triangles are always, they're not always going to be the exact same size. Like in this case, the base is not the same as the faces. So we cannot just say, oh, let's find one triangle and just times it by 4. We can't do that because the base can be different from the rest of them. Like in this one, it is. So let's do the base first. Do my little orange base because why not? And let's make it do red. So let's do my base. Base times height divided by 2. The base is right up there. Makes my 90-degree angle with the height. So that's going to be 12 times 10.4. Divide that by 2. So 10.4 times 6 is essentially what I need to do. 10.4 times 12 divided by 2. That's 62.4. And then now I got to find these triangles, and they are all the same. They all have a base of 12, and so I can assume they're going to have the same height, which is right over here. It's 12.5. So these, let's do it in green. They're all the same. Yay, coloring. All right, so I'm going to write it on the side. This is going to be base times height. Base is 12. Height is 12.5. Divide that by 2, so it's like 12.5 times 6. That is going to be 75. So this is 75, and that's 75, and that's 75. So you can do 75 plus 75 plus 75 plus 62.4, or you can do 75 times 3, because there are 3 of them. That's what I'm going to do. 75 times 3 is 225. Write that down. And 225 plus 62.4. Can I do that without a calculator? Let's try. Well, that first one's just 0.4, which is kind of nice. 5 and 2 is 7. 6 and 2 is 8. Oh, look at that. Did not need a calculator. 287.4 yards squared. There it is. That's it. I've done it. I've found the area of 2 kinds of rectangular prisms, 2 kinds of triangular prisms, and 2 kinds of pyramids. Go ahead and try some practice problems on your own. Good luck.